TommyInnit has started a vlog series, and it hasn't worked out as well as he originally thought. In his videos, he said that for every 1 million subscriber milestone he reached, he would donate $10,000.
And I'll be donating $10,000 of my own, every subscriber milestone of a mil. So hey, subscribe!
After all, this would be 14 fully edited videos uploaded daily on his channel. For a channel that struggles to upload once a month, you'd think that this would lead to unprecedented subscriber growth, but it hasn't. It's been 7 days, so exactly halfway through his 2-week challenge, and he's gained a total of 30,000 subscribers. Way less than he expected. Today, I want to go through 3 factors on why TommyInnit's vlog series hasn't done as well as Ryan Trahan's and in general compared to his normal content. The first one being, the idea was too complex. With Ryan Trahan's series, the plan was incredibly simple. He had a penny and had to cross America to meet Mr. Beast. He had no money, and all the money he would need to survive would have to come from the penny. Compared to Tommy's series, the objective is much more vague. He wants to meet his hero Schlatt. Although this factor isn't too important, Mr. Beast as an incentive worked better because he's a lot more popular than Ryan is. Tommy, on the other hand, was going to meet Schlatt, who, specifically to the audience, isn't as much of a goal compared to Mr. Beast. Speaking of the idea, Tommy's concept for the series was flawed from the beginning. When Ryan did his series, the concept was simple and was reiterated throughout the series. However, the first episode's idea was too complicated to gather a broad audience. Put yourself in the shoes of someone who hasn't watched Tommy's videos at all. He's going to meet Schlatt, a YouTuber they probably don't know. He's also going to complete a bunch of tasks, but the amount of tasks is never specified, and when he completes tasks, there's no sense of progression as we don't know how many tasks he's working towards or what those tasks are. Had he told us the number of tasks, let's say 50 or 100 over the next 14 days, every time he would complete a task, there would be a feeling that we are progressing. In the first episode, Tommy says he's living in New York with $0. However, he then spins the wheel and gets $200.
How am I going to complete any of these tasks without any money? Oh yeah! The wheel! Alright, so we made this for a worst case scenario. This will determine every day how much money we get. Hey, $50, let's go! Elodie, stop filming, we need to go, mate.
The stakes for this series just feel unstable as the whole appeal from the first episode was having no money, and now he just has money. The stakes were lower than with the Ryan series as Ryan was struggling on how to get food as well as survive, while Tommy is just going around having fun with Valkyrie and Slimesicle. Which brings me to the second factor. This doesn't feel like a series. When you look at Ryan's page and look at the series, you can see that all the videos are linked, but compare this to Tommy's page, which makes all the videos look like individual videos instead of a series. Tommy should have had a little logo in the bottom of his thumbnail like Ryan, which would make the thumbnail similar. On top of that, look at the titles. All of Ryan's titles are more or less the same, but the thumbnail is what differentiates them. Tommy should have had a solid and simple idea for what he wanted to do with the series, repeat that as a title and change only the day number. He should have portrayed the video's idea in the thumbnail, as well as have a bit of branding to link the videos. I mean, look at these thumbnails. This one just has way too much going on in it, and this one doesn't portray the video idea at all. It would seem obvious that if a video was about making friends, you would show those friends in the thumbnail. It seems like Tommy is trying to be a bit too artistic and is forgetting that he has to cater to the algorithm as well. Compare that to Ryan, who planned all 30 of his thumbnails before he started his challenge.
And we just made thumbnails for them. And so it's cool because we have 30 thumbnails, and instead of waking up and me like not having a strategy and being like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do today? I'm in like Missouri and I don't know how to make money. I have a thumbnail that is a money-making method that I could be like, all right, we can use this thumbnail next. I'm gonna go do this and I'm gonna make some money. And so it's kind of this like reverse engineering where the thumbnail's done and now I just have to go do it instead of like, I did it, oh, let's make a thumbnail, I guess, about this. And then you're like scrambling and the thumbnail's probably gonna be whack. And so it's kind of liberating and very like a huge relief for this series.
With every creator, there's a sense of wanting to make something your own, make yourself different. But I think by Tommy trying to do that, he's avoided the majority of factors that made Ryan's series successful. And finally, the third and final factor. The series is just kind of boring. Considering the time crunch him and his team are in, I don't blame them at all. However, I think that while trying to add subtitles to every video as well as just being on the grind of editing every day, it has burned them out to a degree. This has led to his editors using a lot of the same editing techniques, such as with the whole walking segments. but these are funny maybe the first like 4 times. When editing, they should have remembered that this is a daily series, so using the same kind of joke and technique in 2 consecutive videos is very different when the videos are daily and not monthly. Not only that, but an abnormal amount of time is spent talking about the charity, which must be pretty bad for retention as well. Tommy's recap for every episode is a bit too long as well, and I think it would have worked better if he had only recapped the last day or so.
If you're just tuning in, to give you a recap, I made 100 friends in a day, started a poisonous water business. Oh, look at that. And I even briefly became Batman.
Hello, it's me, Batman.
All of this because Schlatt told me to, so I can meet him.
Tommy's content on both the TommyInnit channel and Tom Simon's has always had multiple POVs. Now that it's just Tommy, the sense of energy is lower, and since it's not cutting to people every couple of seconds, I think Tommy's humor hasn't landed as well as it normally would, as he doesn't really have anyone to bounce his jokes off of other than his editor Elodie and Ash, who are both pretty quiet. Overall, I don't think Tommy was built for this kind of content. In conclusion, it's important to remember that this series is for charity, and although his expectations in terms of viewer numbers are lower than he expected, Tommy is having the time of his life right now, just running around New York and doing super cool things. And at the end of the day, since it's all for charity, even if the series doesn't do super well, I hope Tommy can go to sleep knowing he did a good thing. If you guys enjoyed this video, please do consider subscribing. We're coming up on 200 subscribers, so that would help me out a ton. See ya.